So, real quick, I just wanted to see if you had heard about this in the news. An 82-year-old woman was recently pronounced dead at a Long Island nursing home and delivered to a local nursing home. The only problem was that funeral home employees discovered that she was still breathing.
What?
3 hours after she had been pronounced dead, she was then sent to the hospital, but no further updates were made available.
That's awful.
Isn't that terrible? It's just bad.
Poor Granny.
I know, right? She's still kicking, man.
Oh,
still got some life in her. So let's talk about you for a second, man. You've been busy. What is SEPA? Tell me about SEPA, Certified Exit Planning
Advisor. Yeah.
Advisor. What is that?
Yeah, that's just a designation that is basically focused on helping business owners accelerate the value, right? So one of the largest asset that business owners have, they've done studies on all this, right? When you go and look at a business owner's net worth at 65 years old, it's a huge percentage in their business, right? Because they reinvest back in their business. They understand it. They know it. They feel confident about it. It's been successful. It generates income for their family. So it's they don't even put, a lot of times they come in and I'm like, okay, well, you got a $10 million net worth, but you have like 300,000 in the stock market. Why?
Yeah.
Like, I've just been putting it back in the business. I've been growing and growing and growing. I don't understand the stock market, but I understand what I do. And so what, being a SEPA is basically helping them and consulting them on seeing their weak areas to help them become a more valuable business, right? That either maybe it's an internal succession plan, like, hey, I've got my son that works with me or my daughter, and I want to transition that. Or maybe the key executives want to transition into ownership, or it's an outside firm or a venture capitalist firm, right, that wants to buy it, whatever it may be. But it's accelerating the multiple, right? Because, how it works is, if you have X amount of revenue, earnings, we'll just call it for simple math, you have a certain, and your multiple's 3. Well, the goal is let's get it to the best in class type of business that's an 8 times. How do you do that? Well, you need help. Where's your weak parts, right? You need somebody else coming in saying you need to change marketing or add this or change that. And that's, and then trying to get them to their personal financial goals, right? What's their personal financial goals? I don't know how much they need in retirement to live on like they're currently living on. Because most business owners think they're going to sell their business and it's going to generate a revenue where they're going to be able to live on. That's not true. It's not. They have to pay tax, right? There's transaction costs, right? There's all these attorneys, CPAs, all the professionals you pay to sell.
Yeah.
And you don't walk away with everything. And the government takes a third almost. So you need experts in a lot of different areas to help you plan. It's not even about selling tomorrow. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm not planning on selling. Why do I need to, start exit planning? Because eventually you're going to exit. You're going to die or you're going to sell your business.
I mean, that's what you do anyway, is get people prepared for retirement.
Right.
And so what I'm trying to figure out is because you deal with exit planning anyway, but this is more specific to business.
This is helping business owners, real estate investors prepare and accelerate the value, right? There's unlocked value that they don't necessarily know. I mean, there's a statistic right here I'm reading. 80 to 90% of an owner's wealth is locked in their business. That's a huge percentage of wealth. So what the idea is, let's accelerate the value, but also let's extract some of it and pull it to you personally, get tax deductions, do tax planning, right? And then you're able to really monetize your wealth, which gives you what? More financial security, more lifestyle, and then set up a transition plan, right? So the next team can come in and start be able to, because you want to kind of replace yourself eventually, right? You can't wait till the last minute to do that.
Yeah.
So it's getting a team in place that if something happened to you, there's a team in place, but also your business value can quadruple or more if you have a team there that's ready in place. Because it's a business that's what's called transferable, right? It's transferable. If you got a team around you and you can go on to Europe for 6 weeks and the business is flying like a top and you come back and they're like, what are you doing here? We were doing fine until you showed up, right?
Yeah.
You've done something right.
Yeah.
Right? You have built a really successful team. Or if you're like a lot of business owners, you're working on your laptop on vacation, right? and your wife's looking at you going, are you ever going to get off that
Like
thing?
you.
Right, exactly.
Always have.
Right,
Yeah.
always working, and you're constantly emailing because there's not the team in place that can help, fill your role. Then it's
Little
not.
did they know he was just playing Angry Birds.
Right.
No,
It's
I'm
not.
kidding.
It's not really a transferable business, and it's not as attractive to another buyer, right? And so it's all those different things, and getting a team around you, right? CPA, financial planner, certified exit planner, advisor, all the attorney, real estate. There's all a board of advisors, people that are there for your best interests, estate planner. Even a merger and advisor, an investment banker. There's a lot of different teams.
Jeez, that is a lot. That's a big team.
It's a lot, but when you're, some of the business owners that we're seeing have 10 to, $30 million in net worth in their business, it's over their head.
Yeah,
They need a team, right? And they
doesn't
have,
sound fun to me. The classes that you had to take, and like just give me an example of one of the questions. Let's see if I can answer one of the questions from the CPA. Are you it? You're certified now, right?
yeah. So, what are the questions?
Yeah, just one of the just throw out a question that
Goodness.
I didn't even know what SEPA stood for.
Yeah,
to
so
begin
you're
with, so I may
EBITDA
be in trouble here.
Yeah. So what does EBITDA stand for?
That's earning before interest, taxes, EBITDA. Earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, baby,
Congratulations!
come on, bring it. What do I win
Wow.
for that? I should win a prize for that.
That's amazing. The check's in the mail. Give them a gift card or something, folks.
No, but seriously,
that's good.
It's an impressive. That's an impressive task, and just something that can help you with helping your clients.
Yeah, our existing clients have businesses that, we don't even talk about business value a lot because some of them are so far off. Right? They're like, it doesn't matter what my business is worth. Well, yeah, but what if right now if we do a business valuation for you and we find out that, you're only selling at, an EBITDA earnings of 3 times multiple, but what if the best in class, like we said, is 7 or 8? What do we need to do to get you there? Right. Let's take a look at all these different factors. This isn't about your investments in the stock market or your 401k, right? This is beyond, operations and employees and marketing and all the areas of a business that are really important to help accelerate and grow, and then trying to build a team to accelerate that. So when you do retire in 10 years or 20 years or 5 years, or if something happens to you, that's the other thing. I mean, we had a business owner 1.5, 2 years ago. That was longer than that ago. Time flies. 2019. That was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Anyways, he came in and great health, no problems, did a little consultation. And I remember him saying stuff like, I'm fine. I'm going to work till I'm 65, 70 or something. I mean, it was just like he was way off and he was only in his 50s. So he goes, yeah, I don't, I'm doing fine. I'm making money. I'm good. I don't need help. He was kind of like, I just wanted to see what you had to offer. And I said, what about long-term care insurance? Do you have life insurance? I go through this typical list, ask the same question to everybody, right? Oh, no, I'm good. And he was good. I mean, he was healthy. I mean, for his age, and trim and jogged and played basketball with a group of guys from his church group, right? I mean, for his age, he looked 10 years younger. And then
Still doesn't keep you from being hit by an ice cream truck.
no, it doesn't. But it was not. But 3 or 4 or 5 months later, I started hearing through a friend who knew him was like, "Oh yeah, did you know that John is struggling with some mental decline?"
Oh no!
I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Mental decline?
It happens.
I mean, here's this guy who's super smart, like has his own business and into IT stuff. And you're going, what? What happened? He had no succession plan. It was just going to be him and one other employee, and everything was fine. Well, the business just collapsed, right? And within it was less than a year, he was in a nursing home facility.
Oh man, that's tough.
I can't remember if it was dementia or if it was Alzheimer's, but early stage when it's early stage like that, it's so rapid. Like doesn't recognize family, and then he can't drive, and downhill. And trying to sell a business that the main breadwinner, the business owner, that has all the value unlocked, the business goes to nothing. Like there was nothing for the wife to even sell. The one employee left, all the clients left, and there was nothing except the furniture, right? And the assets of the tangible stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Vehicles or whatever it was. but all the intangible assets was in his head, in his brain,
Man.
because he had the intelligence, right?
All part of the master plan.
Right.
You gotta have the master. You gotta plan for it now.
Well, it's protecting it, right? It's protecting that wealth too. Is like, how do we protect that wealth? Let's get somebody in there that could do the same job as you, fill that role. So if something does happen to you like this, where you get early stage dementia, you've got another person to keep the business value. You still own the business, right? And maybe you're paying them a decent salary, but your wife's going to be left with some value if something does happen like that, right? So there's just, but we all think the same thing. It's not going to happen to us.
No, I know. So SEPA, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Certified Exit Planning Associate. Advisor. Certified Expert Exit Planning Advisor. SEPA. No, I know I'm making fun, but I'm proud of you, man.
You're a mess.
That's cool. And I know you're constantly working to help your clients. So it's very cool. So Integrity Financial Planning, that's who you want to call if you have any questions. If you need a good SEPA, I know a guy. 866-2-PLAN-4, 866-TO-PLAN and the number 4, or you can find us online at retirementplannow.com.